The Supreme Court is back in session and will be releasing opinions at 10 a.m. Eyes are on Dobbs v. Jackson Women's Health Organization after the leaked draft opinion suggested the High Court would overturn the right to abortion.
And tomorrow, the House Select Committee will hold its first public hearing on the January 6th Capitol attack in a big primetime affair. We are far from primetime. We are early morning. Larry O'Connor joins us from WMAL. Good to see you this morning. Good morning.
Hey, Larry.
Wouldn't it be nice to be prime time, guys?
Yeah, we think about that every morning when the alarm goes off, right?
Right.
Imagine sleeping into a glorious 6 a.m.
The dream, the dream. But we get the jump start of the day. We get to talk about things before they happen. So, we're expecting some news to come out of the Supreme Court today. As always with the Supreme Court, we don't know what news we are going to get. And a lot of people you hear Roe versus Wade, right? That's what you think of with abortion. This is a different case, but obviously could have those implications, depending on what the ruling might be if and when we get it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's wild, isn't it? We're going to get 30 opinions over the course of the next 2 weeks, just about. And most of the experts we talk to say, that Dobbs case, which could possibly upend Roe v. Wade, that might be the last one. It's like this sense of drama. They have to wait until the end and put it out there. But there's also a lot of other opinions that are going to be coming out. There's a gun law case that's going to be delivered sometime in the next 2 weeks, and that could have ramifications for the current push for gun legislation in Washington, D.C. There's also this isn't getting a lot of attention, but they're going to have an opinion about the administrative state, about how, the legislation or Congress passes the legislation, but if they write the law in an ambiguous way, then the executive branch, like the EPA or one of these entities in town, they basically fill in the blanks, and they start writing law themselves as part of their job in the administrative state. And that's being challenged right now. And the Supreme Court has never really ruled on that in a significant way. That could have huge ramifications, too.
Yeah, Larry, I'm curious. It's interesting. I mean, we've seen the Supreme Court make decisions on controversial cases for forever. But these are interesting times, bitterly divisive. You've got the leak that came out last month. And this is as, Supreme Court justice, the Supreme Court justices are trying to keep the Supreme Court out of the political fray. How much? I mean, they're going to assure the public that that's not going to affect their decision making. But just as far as how the public receives their decision, how do you think that's different this time around?
I don't know. I mean, frankly, I'm sort of a purist about this. I wish controversial issues were not settled by a couple of unelected people wearing black robes. I think that for a democratic process to truly work, elected officials should put their names to a vote and actually say, yes, this is a controversial issue, and we're going to vote on it and put it through the regular process of creating a law instead of relying on judges. I think ultimately that's the healthiest way. So if we don't like the law and we don't like the politicians who passed that law, we can vote them out. So we still have some say.
All right, tomorrow night, we're going to get the primetime January 6th investigation hearings. They are promising new information, new video to come out. I'm just curious, Larry, there's obviously people who are very passionate about what happened on January 6th, right? And how to move forward with this.
Yeah.
And you have people coming from all angles with extreme amounts of passion. And then I think you have a big group of people that might be kind of, I don't know. I'm curious to see who tunes in for this, I guess, is what I'm trying to say tomorrow night.
Well, I'm curious about that, too. I'll be honest with you. The latest poll I showed, when you ask voters in America across the board, across the spectrum, no matter what their party affiliation, what are the 10 most important issues to you? January 6th does not show up in the top 10. And yet the fact that they're putting this in prime time, they've literally hired a former ABC News director, president of ABC News, to sort of produce and present this thing for prime time. It feels like a made for prime time television show instead of the work of our government handling a hearing in the way that they normally would through proper process. And the fact that they're revealing, unknown video that we haven't shown. Why haven't you shown it? This is supposed to be a transparent process for the American people to see. And instead, I feel like they're producing a show to try to push a storyline. And most Americans aren't really talking about this.
This seems like one of those issues where either way, no matter what evidence you show, people aren't going to be swayed. They're pretty much decided. And it's been, a year and a half since this happened. So,
yeah.
All right.
I would like to have a primetime hearing about the rising price of gas right now.
I think a lot of people would tune
it.
in for that.
Yeah. And now you're back to where we started. You just want to be prime time, Larry. We're going to start calling you that. Prime time, Larry.
One of these days, guys, and I'll bring you with me.
Manifest it, Larry. All right. Thank you for joining us as always.
Make it happen.
There you
Thanks,
go.
guys.
See it, believe it. Let's get to Tucker with a check on the forecast.